So the storyline right now features this guy, Sami Zayn. And Sami Zayn is a Canadian ginger who's also Syrian. And about 3 years ago, he had a storyline. He had the Intercontinental Championship, that there was a conspiracy to take the title away from him. He always gets like weird and goofy gimmicks like that, and he always makes them work really well. It culminated with him making a documentary that was going to be unveiled. Jake Paul or Logan Paul, I can't remember which one, showing up. He just did a lot of good work. So last year at WrestleMania, he was actually the guy that wrestled the whole Jackass crew. And surprisingly, like, what was one of the best matches of the week. It was a ton of fun to watch. So that's Sami Zayn for you. He was kind of drifting at this point in time. So the other person that really matters here is Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns has both the Universal and World titles. I forget exactly what they're called. But basically, Raw has a title, SmackDown has a title. Roman Reigns has had both of them for over 800 days. That's ridiculous. That goes back to, like, Bob Backlund and Bruno Sammartino and Links of Reign. It's just fucking wild. So Roman Reigns is a bad guy. He starts a faction called the Bloodline. Basically, he is Samoan. His cousins are Samoan. He gets Asa and Sika, the wild Samoans, his uncles? I forget if they're his uncles or his dad. To basically acknowledge him as the tribal chief, the head of the table, and the rest of the guys fall in line. So his cousins, the Usos, also Samoan, become like his like right and left hand men. And they go on a rampage where basically every time Roman's about to lose, the Usos come out and help him. And Roman is a pretty solid champion anyway. So even as a bad guy, like, he's got a great chance to win the match. And then when there's a good guy who's like elevated enough that you think he's going to beat him, like, Roman does something to cheat and win. The one guy during a last man standing match, so a 10 count, he pinned the one guy under a forklift. Wild shit. They had Clash at the Castle, which was in Wales. The Usos were banned from going to Wales. And so what did he do? They have another, the Usos have a brother. He shows up, backs him up. They're all related in real life. This is all true. So along the way, Sami Zayn decides that he wants to basically be part of the Bloodline. This white Syrian Canadian ginger wants to hang out with the Samoan guys, and so Roman Reigns' right-hand man is like immediately like suspicious of this. He thinks he's trying to do him dirty. And Sami Zayn is maybe one of the best professional wrestlers in the world. Like, he's just a very good performer. He's a great athlete. He just does everything that you would want a professional wrestler to do. So Sami tells this story, and he tells it really well, where he's kind of like this, like, smarmy, like, obnoxious guy who, like, hangs around, but he helps them here and there. And so they kind of tolerate him. But the right-hand man, Jay, he's suspicious to the core. He doesn't believe it. And so Sami Zayn kind of hangs out around the fringes. Jay keeps being like, we don't want you here, get out of here. Until a couple weeks ago, Roman Reigns acknowledges that Sami Zayn is like their honorary Us, their honorary brother. He's part of the Bloodline now. So that's pretty cool. So War Games comes up. War Games is at Survivor Series. Survivor Series is traditionally a 5-on-5 tag team match where guys will get eliminated by pinfalls. And so you end up with normally one man left standing, and it makes them look really strong for the whole year, and you can utilize that in storyline. War Games is an old WCW thing. Instead, you have 2 cages around 2 rings, which is pretty fucking sick. And then guys will come out one by one. As they come out, once you get to all 5, that is the first time a pinfall can be scored. Until then, dudes are just beating each other up in the cage. So War Games is the Bloodline, including Sami Zayn, versus 4 guys who, for the purpose of this story, don't really matter. And then Sami Zayn's best friend in wrestling in real life, Kevin Owens. And Kevin Owens is basically kind of skeptical of what Sami's doing. He's like, hey man, why are you doing this? They're going to turn on you. They're going to backstab you. This and that. you should get them before they get you. So the storyline for War Games ends up being that Sammy is probably going to turn on the Bloodline. They're bad guys, so we want them to turn on them. Team up with Kevin Owens. They're going to take down the Usos, win the tag team titles off them, and then probably Roman Reigns as well. Roman Reigns hears that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were talking. He pulls him aside at the start of the show. He's like, hey, what are you doing? He's like, look, we talked. This is what he said. I didn't do much talking, but, like, I'm with you guys. So the whole War Games match is basically this big build-up to, like, we know that Sami is going to basically betray the Bloodline. Like, that is just what it says. So to start the War Games match, the one Uso brother is in the ring, Jimmy. And then his brother Jay goes to make the save as the number 2 guy coming out, and Roman Reigns pulls him back and goes, nah, Sammy's gone. So Jay starts in the ring. So Sammy goes to make the save, and he's a good soldier, so he backs up his boy, even though the guy really doesn't want him in the ring and helping him. So through the whole match, this stuff's teased, this stuff teased. Kevin Owens gets Roman Reigns on the ropes. It looks like Kevin Owens is going to beat Roman Reigns clean, which would be huge because that doesn't happen. And Sami Zayn low blows him, hits him with his finisher, and then instead of pinning him, has the guy that doesn't like him hit his finishing move, which was a big splash from the top rope. And that wins the match. So, like, Sami Zayn has, like, solidified himself within the Bloodline, but we know, like, there's some conclusion to this. Like, we know there's going to be some kind of really big payoff, and they're just telling a really good story. So, yeah, that's been almost 3 years now. So, good shit.